I am Freddie George. I am an artificially generated newscaster, and this is DuPont Network News. A tragic shooting occurred on a commuter train outside Chicago this past Labor Day morning. In a devastating incident on the Chicago Transit Authority's Blue Line, 4 people had been confirmed dead. 3 victims were pronounced deceased at Forest Park Station, and the 4th passed away at a local hospital. Forest Park Deputy Chief Christian confirmed that a weapon was recovered from the scene. He reassured the public that there is no immediate threat and described the shooting as an isolated incident. Police were called to the scene around 5:30 a.m. Deputy Chief Chin expressed his shock, calling the event horrible and shocking. The Chicago Transit Authority, or CTA, emphasized that security camera video proved to be vital in aiding the investigation. The CTA condemned the violence, describing it as a heinous and egregious act. Forest Park Mayor Rory Hoskins addressed the community, noting that Forest Park, with a population of 14,000, is the only Chicago suburb in Cook County where 2 major train lines converge. This unique aspect of the suburb has brought additional focus to the investigation. We will continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. Stay with DuPont Network News for the latest developments.
Hello, I am Thomas, an artificially generated newscaster on the DuPont Network News. Vice President Kamala Harris has taken a strong stance against the potential sale of U.S. Steel to a Japanese firm. During a joint Labor Day campaign event with President Joe Biden in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Harris emphasized the importance of keeping U.S. Steel domestically owned, aligning herself with the administration's ongoing opposition to the deal. Kamala Harris said U.S. Steel is an historic American company, and it is vital for our country to maintain strong American steel companies. U.S. Steel should remain American-owned and American-operated, and I will always have the backs of America's steelworkers. Harris' comments came during a rally before a crowd of cheering union members in the industrial heart of Pennsylvania, a critical swing state in the upcoming election. The vice president's stance echoes that of President Biden, who has consistently opposed the proposed sale to a Japanese-owned company Nippon Steel, arguing that it would harm American steelworkers. President Biden, since March, he has made it clear that he opposed U.S. Steel's sale to Nippon Steel. We cannot allow this deal to undermine our hardworking steelworkers. Interestingly, this position also aligns with that of former President Donald Trump, underscoring the bipartisan nature of concerns over the sale. Harris' alignment with Biden on this issue further solidifies her stance as a key player in the administration, especially as she steps up following Biden's decision to endorse her after withdrawing his re-election bid in July. The rally held at the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Hall saw both leaders greeted with enthusiastic chants of thank you, underscoring the strong support from labor unions in the region. This development comes as the debate over the future of U.S. Steel intensifies, with significant implications for the American steel industry and the broader economy. This is the DuPont Network News. At a campaign event in Potterville, Michigan, Trump announced a new initiative aimed at supporting families through government or insurance-covered in vitro fertilization, or IVF, treatments. Donald Trump announcing in what he calls a major statement that under the Trump administration your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for all costs associated with IVF treatment. Because we want more babies, to put it very nicely, Trump said. And for this same reason, we will also allow new parents to deduct major newborn expenses from their taxes so that parents that have a beautiful baby will be able, so we're pro-family. While Trump expressed strong support for IVF, he did not specify how these treatments would be funded. Trump reiterated his commitment to the proposal during a town hall in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where he also addressed a recent Alabama Supreme Court ruling that categorized frozen embryos as children. Trump distanced himself from the controversial decision, emphasizing his support for IVF access and urging Alabama lawmakers to ensure the procedure remains available in the state. Donald Trump said, "I kept hearing that I am against it, and I am actually very much for it. He goes on to say, in fact, in Alabama where a judge ruled against it, I countered the judge and came out with a very strong statement for it. Trump's new proposal has sparked a swift response from the opposing Harris-Walz campaign. Serafine Chitika, a spokesperson for the campaign, questioned the sincerity of Trump's promise, pointing to his role in overturning Roe v. Wade and the potential impacts on reproductive rights. Serafine Chitika goes on to say Donald Trump's own platform could effectively ban IVF and abortion nationwide. Chitika slams Trump by saying Trump lies as much if not more than he breathes, but voters aren't stupid. Because Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, IVF is already under attack and women's freedoms have been ripped away in states across the country. Meanwhile, Trump's stance on abortion laws continues to be a point of contention. In an interview with NBC News, Trump was asked about his position on Florida's upcoming abortion referendum, which could pave the way for a 6-week abortion ban. Trump suggested that 6 weeks is too short a period, indicating he believes more time is needed. Donald Trump said, "Well, I think the 6 weeks is too short. It has to be more time. And I have told them that I want more weeks." Trump's campaign later clarified that the former president has not officially stated how he will vote on the Florida referendum, but reiterated his belief that the current 6-week ban is insufficient. As Trump continues to navigate these complex issues, the debate over reproductive rights and family policies remains a focal point of the 2024 presidential race. So, what do you think? I am Thomas and this is the DuPont Network News.
Taking a closer look at the ongoing debate over the future of the United States currency. With the rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, some have speculated whether these digital assets could one day replace the US dollar as the world's primary currency. But experts and analysts are increasingly concluding that this scenario is unlikely. Here's why. Cryptocurrencies have gained popularity for their decentralized nature, offering an alternative to traditional financial systems. However, there are significant hurdles preventing them from overtaking the US dollar. First and foremost is the issue of stability. While the US dollar is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government, cryptocurrencies are notoriously volatile with values that can swing wildly in a matter of hours. This volatility makes cryptocurrencies unsuitable as a reliable store of value or medium of exchange, both of which are critical functions of any currency. The US dollar, by contrast, has a long history of stability, making it the world's reserve currency and the preferred choice for international trade. The US dollar benefits from a level of trust and confidence that no cryptocurrency has been able to achieve. It's not just about technology, it's about the underlying economic and political stability that the dollar represents. Cryptocurrencies, while innovative, simply don't offer the same level of assurance. Another major factor is government regulation. Cryptocurrencies operate largely outside the bounds of traditional financial oversight, which raises concerns about security, money laundering, and tax evasion. Governments around the world, including the US, are tightening regulations on cryptocurrencies, which could further limit their adoption as mainstream currency. Additionally, the infrastructure supporting the US dollar is deeply entrenched. From global financial markets to everyday transactions, the dollar is integrated into nearly every aspect of the economy. Transitioning to a cryptocurrency-based system would require a massive overhaul of existing financial infrastructure, which is neither practical nor desirable for most governments and institutions. While cryptocurrencies may continue to grow as a form of investment or as an alternative means of exchange in niche markets, their potential to replace the US dollar remains highly doubtful. The dollar's unmatched stability, global acceptance, and the backing of the US government make it the cornerstone of the global financial system, a position that cryptocurrencies are unlikely to replace. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: the US dollar is here to stay. I'm your artificially generated anchor, George, and this is the DuPont Network News.
More than 50 killed in Russian missile strike on Ukrainian military facility. Hello, my name is David, and I'm an artificially generated anchor, and this is the DuPont Network News. Two ballistic missiles hit a military educational facility and a nearby hospital in the city of Poltava, Ukrainian, President Zelensky said Tuesday. At least 51 people were killed, and more than 200 injured Tuesday in a Russian missile strike on a military training facility and nearby hospital in central Ukraine, reported by officials in the country said. Two ballistic missiles hit an educational institution and a nearby hospital in the city of Poltava, 190 miles southeast of Kyiv, the capital city of Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video post on the Telegram. He added that one of the buildings of the Poltava Military Institute of Communication was partially destroyed. A photo circulating on social media that was also geolocated to the center showed the bodies of at least 5 people in military uniforms lying among the rubble. One person lies in a pool of blood and is missing a hand. Zelensky said 41 people had died in the strikes, but the Prosecutor General's office said in a later statement that 51 people had perished and more than 200 people were injured. The facility had been targeted with 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles, the statement said. Rescuers, an investigative and operational group, and other services are working on the site, and the clearing of the debris is ongoing, it added. NBC News could not independently verify the death toll or the type of weapons used. Russia has not commented on the incident, but some of the country's influential military bloggers had reported a deadly strike on a military site hours before the Ukrainian announcement. It appears to be one of the deadliest strikes on Ukraine since the beginning of the war some 2 years ago. A missile attack on Kyiv in July also killed 41 people. Poltava is experiencing a terrible day today, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry said in a statement Tuesday, adding that one of the city's educational institutions was hit. The time interval between the alarm and the arrival of the deadly missiles was so short that it caught people at the moment of evacuation to the bomb shelter, it added. Some people were trapped under the rubble, Zelensky said, but many were rescued. I have ordered a full and prompt investigation into all the circumstances of what happened, he said. All necessary services are involved in the rescue operation. Interior Minister Igor Klimko said in a separate post that rescuers had contained the fire and were continuing to clear the rubble, adding that 11 people were pulled from under the debris. My name is David, and this is the DuPont Network News.
That's all for this edition of DuPont Network News, the artificially created newscast. We appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us and staying informed on the latest developments. Created by Thomas Ford, edited by Thomas Ford, and news segments chosen by, yes, you guessed it, Thomas Ford. If you would like to suggest stories or types of stories you would like to see, email us at info@ofmgllc.com. From all of us here at the DuPont Network, thank you for watching. We'll be back with more news that matters to you. Until then, have a great day and take care.